All right, good morning, everybody. I'm meteorologist Joel Robinson. Thanks for joining me on CBS 19 Plus, as well as YouTube and Facebook. We're going to be talking all things rain related going into the next couple of days, particularly on Thursday. That's going to be our best shot for rain, as well as maybe the first half of your Friday. And then we got another system coming in Monday and Tuesday that we're going to be kind of talking about briefly. But really, our main concern at the moment is the rain heading into tomorrow. We have a lot of moisture in the air, a lot of humidity. You're going to go outside and you're going to feel like you can wear the air. That's how humid it is. And you can see with the cloud cover as well. We got so much moisture in the air that we got a lot of clouds up in the sky right now. So a lot of moisture for this next storm system to take advantage of. That's where the threat for flash flooding is going to come into the picture. Also, maybe some gusty winds as well. All the ingredients are there. We just need that lifting mechanism. That's going to be that cold front that's eventually going to be moving in. And again, that's going to be for tomorrow and also going into your Friday morning as well. Gusty winds and flooding. Those are the two main things that we're going to be watching for. And there's actually two waves, or 2.5. You could say there's a little bit of a smaller wave after the second wave. But two main big waves that we're going to be watching for here. So again, you're going to need that rain gear, CBS 19 app on your phone. And of course, if you're joining us here on CBS 19 Plus, perfect. We'll be streaming there live if necessary, if there's any severe weather going on. I don't imagine our severe risk is going to be too widespread. It's really running at about a 1 out of 5 chance right now. It's running at about a marginal risk at this time. I don't expect it to be too widespread, but should the weather go kind of sideways and we'll see some gusty winds or something of that sort. We'll be here on CBS 19 Plus, and of course we'll be live talking about the flooding as well, the rainfall eventually moving through, which will likely be around the time morning yell happens tomorrow as well, and as well as the evening shows for tomorrow. But we are looking at, again, the possibility for some flash flooding, excessive rainfall going to be a possibility with this storm system coming through. Most of the area is actually under a marginal risk for flash flooding, which basically means so any of the locations in this blue area could see maybe 1 or 2 spots with flash flooding, and then the risk actually really starts to increase further to the north and west, and especially over the Dallas-Fort Worth area, really going to get in on a lot of rainfall here. And again, we are looking at a small severe weather risk. If anything should happen that's severe weather related, as far as the thunderstorms go, likely going to be seeing gusty winds. I think that's going to be number one. But the other risk that we're going to be really paying attention to, of course, is going to be that flash flooding risk. And basically, this is going to run basically along and north and west of I-20. Also including areas like Tyler and Athens and Canton. Basically, any location within this green shaded area could potentially see 1 or 2 spots with some gusty winds between 40 and 60 miles per hour. Now, here it is on Future Skycast. So again, we're talking about 2 waves here. The first wave is likely to come through tomorrow morning. This is going to be while you're sleeping here. So areas along and north of I-20 like Mineola, Emory, Sulphur Springs, Gilmer, maybe even clipping Longview as well as Jefferson, Linden. You can see this very heavy line of thunderstorms. That's going to be wave 1. And then we get a break for most of the day until we get to around 9 or 10 o'clock. Here's that second wave that'll affect the rest of us here in East Texas. That'll start to weaken as it continues to move to the east. We'll have some very heavy rainfall, especially along and west of the US 69 corridor, until it kind of runs into some atmosphere that is a little bit less favorable. And we have a little bit of a chance for maybe a small third wave. It's not really going to be all that intense, at least according to this data set. But any Friday night plans, any Friday night football games going on should be okay. We could have maybe a couple showers, but it's mostly going to be a pretty clear picture. This is basically when that cold front is finally going to move past, and we'll be in for some much clearer, much calmer, and also a little bit cooler conditions as well. All right, rainfall potential. Again, we're talking about that risk for flash flooding. How much could we see? We're talking about the potential to see at least 1, maybe even 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. I think the areas with the best chance to see 3+ inches of rainfall are going to be further to the west. There's Dallas over here. There's some orange colors in there. That indicates possibly up to 4 to 5 inches of rainfall. So that's where the best chance for any sort of really, really heavy rainfall. Of course, this is some pretty heavy rainfall in and of itself, 1 to 3 inches, but it's mainly going to be along west of US 69, Palestine, Athens, and Canton, also up to Emory, and maybe some locations along and north of I-20. Now, the reason why we're kind of seeing a little bit more to the north is because it technically has another wave coming in before the main wave that affects the rest of us. So that kind of adds on to it. So likely going to be seeing just a little bit more in the way of rainfall for locations along in north because of those 2 waves. So we're tracking this. It's off the west coast of California. It's going to be moving through tomorrow through Friday morning, and then we got another system coming in Monday and Tuesday. We don't know too much about it yet, other than we are going to expect possibly a lot of rainfall with this as well, kind of the same kind of scenario. It's very, very similar looking to what we have right now. We have another round of that could make its way into East Texas Monday into Tuesday. I think Tuesday likely is the main time frame for it. Of course, that's always subject to change here. But on top of that, if we total rainfall over the next 7 days, we take what we know for tomorrow, or what we could possibly see for tomorrow and into your Friday, and then we add on the rain chances for Monday and Tuesday. There is that potential for at least 2, 3, even 4 inches of rain all together. So this is really good beneficial rain. As a matter of fact, we are around 4.5 inches below average from the first day of September. That's our first day of meteorological fall. That's when we start to measure things for the fall season. We're about 4.5 inches below average in Tyler, about 5 or so inches below average for Longview, and like 8.5 inches below average for Lufkin. So we certainly could use this rain, and it's happening all at once. So that's kind of the downside. It's going to be happening all at once. So that causes that flooding threat. So that's what we're going to be watching for over the next 7 days. Here it is on your 7-day forecast. So could have a couple of showers for today. It's very humid, very warm. We're looking at possible record highs again. Record high today is 82. We have that potential to see 84 degrees in some spots today. So we'll see if we break that. 82 was set back in 1949. So it's been a while. So we have that potential to see those record highs today for some of us here. Weather impact alert all through Thursday. Remember, 1 round in the morning. That's going to be mainly along and north of I-20. And then the second round, which is going to arrive around dinner time, that's going to be around 6 o'clock all the way to possibly around midnight, basically from one end of East Texas to the other. That's going to be about maybe a 3 to 6 hour time frame there. So all throughout Thursday, taking into account those 2 waves, that's what we got there. And then for the first half of Friday, we have that potential to see that second wave make its way through into the early parts of Friday. Could have a couple of rounds during the later parts of the morning, but by the second half of Friday, we're going to be just fine. By that point, the cold front passes. We got some cooler temperatures and, of course, some drier conditions. So again, Friday afternoon, Friday evening, any plans? Should be A-okay there. Small chance of rain from some of the residual moisture on Saturday. I'm not too confident we'll see too much rain on Saturday or even Sunday. But again, it's that Monday into Tuesday time frame when we could see our next system. That's what we're going to be tracking next after this. And it's very similar. I mean, the data sets, they're putting out a lot of rain here. Can't really concretely say how much we're going to see yet. It's a little bit far out, but if these data sets really continue to kind of hold steady, we might need a weather impact alert for Monday and Tuesday. So that's something that we're going to have to watch for Monday into Tuesday. And of course, the time frame could change as well. The data sets have been really finicky. This is honestly a very difficult system to really track here when it comes to especially the upper levels. The speed of this is incredibly slow, and it's been really hard to track. But this is what the latest data says. So this is our first system, and then here's the second system. So the first system fades away. It gets to the Central Plains. It's done. And then here's the second one, Monday into Tuesday. Subject to change, of course, but this is a very big, large-scale system that could be pretty slow. So we'll see if we get a little bit of a difference in those time frames there. but we'll keep you updated throughout the week. But let's go over future Skycast one more time, and then I want to get on here and see if you guys have any questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will be sure to answer them for you. Okay, let's go to future Skycast. We're here. Got a couple showers for today. It's not a big deal. We have a lot of humidity, and the moisture's there. We could have a couple showers, but I'm expecting a mainly dry day for today. And then here it is. Tomorrow morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, along and north of I-20. Emory, Sulphur Springs, Mineola, Gilmer, Jefferson, Linden, Mount Pleasant. This is your time. This is your time. Could it sneak a little bit further to the south, maybe some of the lighter parts? Yeah, sure. It's mainly going to be along and north of I-20. That's going to be that first wave. And then here comes the second wave. We're dry throughout most of your Thursday. We're just going to be really humid. And then here comes that main cold front. Here comes that main line Thursday night, 10 o'clock. Very intense line of thunderstorms extending from Tyler, Palestine, expected to impact areas like Jacksonville, Henderson. Heavy rainfall. Gusty winds, certainly not out of the question. Tornado threat is very low. It's basically non-existent. Hail threat is basically non-existent. We're mainly just going to be watching for this damaging wind threat, possibly, and of course, heavy rainfall. Those are the two main things that we're going to be watching for here. And here's early Friday morning. Few residual showers here coming through, but that's about it. We're basically done with rain by Friday afternoon and evening. So that is the latest time frame. Of course, subject to change. We'll be live here again from time to time, especially going into tomorrow when when the radar really starts to light up. We'll be going live from time to time on CBS 19 Plus. I'll be there. Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony will be here later today with some of the latest data, so be sure to tune in to CBS 19 News at 5, 6, 6:30, 10 o'clock. You have a lot of opportunity to see what the latest data sets are, but that is what the latest timing is. We'll keep you updated throughout the day and going into tomorrow. Be sure to stay weather aware. Download that CBS 19 app, CBS 19 Plus. Turn on those notifications so you can see the latest weather updates from us, the CBS 19 weather experts, as well as National Weather Service. If we have any warnings, I would not be too terribly surprised to even see a flood watch issued for early this afternoon. So that's something that we're going to have to watch for. We'll keep an eye on that for you. But also remember the saying, if you encounter a flooded roadway, turn around, don't drown, don't even attempt to drive through a flooded roadway. That can be very dangerous. You do not want to do that. This is a flood threat, number one, and also a damaging wind threat. So that's what we know so far. We'll keep you updated throughout the day. We'll keep you updated throughout the morning. So be sure to stay weather aware. We'll keep you advised.